as we gather together here today, let's start with the meditation to ground ourselves and to set the stage for the personal growth and discovery. So just find a comfortable position that allows you to feel stable and relaxed. And if you want, you may close your eyes and feel comfortable and begin to bring your awareness to the present moment. So let's take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly, deeply filling up your lungs with fresh air, and exhale slowly from your mouth, releasing any tension or stress you may be carrying. Take another deep breath in and breathe out, releasing any stress or tension you may be carrying. And as you continue to breathe, turn your attention to your body. Notice any areas where you might feel some kind of tightness or discomfort. Don't do anything, just pay attention to that. These sensations are messages from parts of you that may feel overwhelmed or pressurized. And just greet them with kindness, curiosity, acknowledging their effort to protect you without judgment. And with every exhale, envision sending a gentle, soothing light to these areas. Imagine this light easing the tightness, calming the discomfort, and creating space for new possibilities. This mindful breathing helps us to engage with our internal experiences, making room for growth and renewal. So keep a couple of breaths into the area. And as we proceed with today's session, we aim to explore and understand the pressures that challenge us and to cultivate strategies that enhance ability to thrive. Open your heart and mind as you embark on this journey of unlocking your potential, guided by self-compassion and supportive internal system and this community. Thank you for being here and for your readiness to engage in this experience. You can open your eyes and to be back here. Now today's session, the topic is unlocking your potential, overcoming life pressures to thrive. Now what we'll do is we'll get into details about pressures and stagnation. We'll also look into how this impacts our potential, your potential, possibly. And then we'll look at some strategy for overcoming pressures, and I will introduce you to a five-step model that I've used for many years. That actually is part of my practice that helps to unlock potentials. And once we have done the explanation of the model, I'll then get into an IFS session to look at whatever comes up, and then into sound healing to further create an experience of change or transformation. And then we will, at the end, open up for any comments, any feedback, any further queries that may have come in a Q&A session. So let's go into understanding of pressure and stagnation. So let's explore this concept of pressure, especially how they relate to those of us grappling with significant life changes or challenges, including past traumas. Now, pressures often relate to external demands or internal expectations that feel overwhelming or unmanageable. For someone recovering from trauma or having childhood issues, these pressures might feel like constant reminders of past hurts or fears about future that seem to be overwhelming. And stagnation occurs when these pressures become so intense that they literally paralyze us, preventing from personal growth or moving forward in life. And we often feel like being stuck in a dense fog where every direction seems to be unclear and also intimidating. Now, how does pressure manifest? So, consider a person who has experienced emotional abuse. The social pressures to become outgoing or constantly connected to the external world can trigger anxiety and withdrawal. An example is someone who feels a panic attack coming on when trying to socialize, which then causes them to avoid social interactions altogether. Another example could be a survivor of neglect feeling overwhelmed by workplace expectation, interpreting any feedback as criticism and a reflection of perceived inadequacy within themselves. So for someone with history of trauma, pressures might manifest as anxiety over seemingly routine interactions or a pervasive sense of inadequacy at work or in personal relationships. And these feelings can stem from deep-rooted beliefs about oneself that are often shaped by past abuses or neglect. Similarly, those recovering from emotional distress might experience pressures as a profound sense of being overwhelmed by daily tasks that once seemed simple and routine, but now seems overwhelming. And the common source of pressure include workplace stress, social expectation, personal relationships. I mean, we can go into workplace stress might manifest through demanding deadlines, challenging dynamics with colleagues or with bosses, which can feel particularly intense for someone with past trauma. Social expectations can include pressures from social media to present a perfect life, or community, or cultural expectations about how one should behave or succeed or be. And personal relationships often involve emotional complexities that can be particularly taxing, especially if past traumas influence one's interaction with family members or with friends or with partners. Now, the impact of stagnation is that it manifests as an avoidance mechanism, which means you will try and avoid activities that require emotional investment because they're too draining. For instance, someone might stop participating in hobbies they used to love in the past, but no longer find them joy in them. And that then, of course, becomes a common effect of depression linked to unresolved traumas. And it can also appear as a reluctance to pursue, for example, new job opportunities or new partners because of fear of failure or exposure, a fear that they are not good enough, and often rooted in past negative experiences. So understanding nature of pressures and how they contribute to stagnation allow us to start addressing them in a healthy and constructive way. It's important to recognize that these feelings, where they come from, and gently where are they pushing beyond into boundaries that are set within us. So today what we'll do is we'll try and identify these pressures, understand their roots, and even bring to your awareness some of the strategies that you can use to navigate through them so that you can start to move towards your journey or continue to move in your journey of healing. Now, how does this impact your potential? The pressures and stagnation. Okay, it can impact personal development and self-expression. I mean, people often seek to express themselves more fully or embark on new ventures that they postponed early in life. However, unresolved traumas can stifle this desire for expression and innovation. For instance, someone might hesitate to start a new hobby like painting or writing that require vulnerability because past criticism have led them to have deep-rooted fears of judgment, especially from either teachers in the past or things like that. And this fear can prevent them from pursuing fulfilling or creative outlets that can be enriching in this stage of life. Social engagements are another one. I mean, social circle can often change as we age, and forming new friendships can become more challenging, especially with people if you have unresolved traumas, because they create additional layers of difficulty due to trust issues or social anxiety. On health and well-being, I mean, pressure from past traumas, can lead to neglection of physical health, which becomes increasingly important as we age. And an individual might avoid routine health screening or exercise, might even disregard for their own health, but because of not because of anything else, but the underlying fear associated with medical system, associated with the hospitals, associated with a certain kind of therapy that they would have followed. And these are all coming from past traumas or experiences that then lead to health issues, which then decreases quality of life. Lifestyle. So the desire to make changes in lifestyle often increases as we move forward in age, and however, stagnation caused by past traumas can hinder progress. For example, someone who may dream to move to a new city or downsize their home or embrace a different life, but find themselves unable to make decisions. The fear of unknown, instilled probably from unstable childhood environments, can paralyze them in making decisions and keep them stuck in unsatisfying situations. So, as we've discussed, the pressures and stagnations often linked to unresolved childhood traumas can significantly impact our progress in life. So, as we move forward, I want to discuss or share with you a 5-step model, which is actually from a metaphor of a tree. This is something that I created almost 6-7 years ago. And this model is particularly powerful for those of us who are navigating challenging from past traumas and striving to move towards renewal of life. I use this model since almost 7 years now. Even before IFS came into my perspective, so I used to do other things. And so what I will do is I will share with you a small video, which is what is there also on my website. But it's an interesting one that shares the 5 steps, and then I'll go into the steps. So just a moment. Okay, so let me go back into the 5 steps. So the first step always is to involve recognizing and releasing trauma that hold us back. It's much like pruning dead branches from a tree or removing weeds. And normally I call, if your life is garden, saying you have to take away the weeds so that you can plant new trees and grow new trees. So, and for someone who has experienced significant challenge, this might mean acknowledging past hurts, okay, through any means. I use IFS, for example, and this release then allows us to shredding of the burdens that actually cloud our growth, just as weeds hold to grow good trees. And so it creates room and energy in the soil to grow a new tree. And then there comes the second step, which is you have to plant your tree. Okay, how do you plant a tree? It's like putting this seed into soil, and this is allowing trees to sprout into new buds or new beings, let's call it. And if you have felt dormant or stuck, this is why setting tangible goals of what you want to achieve, whether it's pursuing a new career or relationship or spiritual practice, this is where you start to create something new. So you have taken away the weeds, okay? You've planted new seeds for a future, so you set your goals. And then, of course, you have to water and fertilize it. Just planting is not enough because you have to let it grow. And so there will be obstacles, okay? Of course, when you go through towards your life, you will have obstacles, which normally comes from past. And this is similar to nourishing your tree with water and nutrients. And so for someone working through past traumas, this might involve continuing working, and in this process as well, we keep using IFS. I mean, this session today actually is exactly both 1 and 3, step 1 and step 3. And so it helps you to adopting different lifestyle, and that then allows you, because you start to nurture yourself, it creates resilience, ensures that old patterns do not continue to hinder your progress. And then you go to basically step 4, which is now you're ready to create new habits and rituals. And this is like setting a tree into a certain path. You do that, right? It's exactly that. So you put it up for give it a shape, okay? And it helps to strengthen against storm and makes it survive or stay. And it's symptoms similar to what you must do for yourself, because life will come at you. It's not that you got rid of your weeds and traumas. Life is going to be hunky-dory. No, life comes at you. But then you have such incredible practices that you weather the storm so much faster, so much quicker. And in my own experience, because I've done this to myself and people that I work with, it has gone from months of being in that place to now a few minutes, some up to minutes and up to an hour. So that's the amount of energy that you basically save. Which then comes to the final step, which is, well, you have here, you planted your tree, you have fruits, but what you wanted for yourself actually is enough, that you're so much more that you can give back. And for me, the idea is that we are here to give back to the world. I always use the metaphor, which is, are you consuming or you're giving? And we are all here to be able to give. We have all the same faculty to be able to give, and that's how the world will change drop by drop. And so you play your role by doing those 5 steps of giving back to the world. Okay, so by following these 5 steps, you can actually effectively move from a place of stuck or under pressure, as we call it, and rebuild your life. So every step builds on the previous one, creating a holistic path to personal transformation, not only benefiting you, but also benefiting those around you. So the model is just not for recovering, it's about unlocking your potential. So let's just go to work. You're here to do something for yourself. So let's start by you identifying what are specific challenges or pressures that you are going through that you want to manage better or want to change, okay? Or is there any area in your life where you feel stagnant or stuck? So you can make a list, but what you do, as we always say in these sessions, is make your list, but choose one that you want to work with, because then you can go back and work with the others using the recording. So take a moment to make your list. And just as you write that list, choose one that you want to work today. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. Okay, let's go to work. Now, just find yourself a peaceful and comfortable spot where you can sit down. You can have a pen and paper close by if you want to jot down insight during or after the exercise, as you feel appropriate. Now begin by centering yourself with your breath. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, letting your lungs fill completely, and then exhale gently through your mouth. Breathe in and breathe out from your mouth. Now let's take a moment to establish your safe place. Visualize a person, a place, a memory that brings you a sense of serenity, protection, and safety. Can be a person, a place, a memory that brings you a sense of safety and protection. This safe place is your sanctuary, providing comfort and stability whenever you need, either during the session or afterwards. Because it's encouraging the ventral vagal system to be there, that nurtures feeling of security and connection. With your safe place clearly envisioned, see if you can now invite or focus on the challenge or pressure or being stuck in life, what you wanted to work on today. So see yourself being in that situation now. Bring it into your awareness. Feel yourself being there. Now, as you do that, just notice if you have any physical sensations in your body, around your body, where you feel tightness or discomfort or any other bodily response. Just notice that. Or you may see images. Just pay attention to that. So pay attention to the area in your body or that image, and see if you can breathe into that space, into the area of your body or into the image. If you see an image. And just notice, how do you feel as you connect to this area of your body or to the image. Just notice your feeling. You may feel angry, frustrated, or any other feeling that may be there. Just notice it. And see, for the purpose of this work that we are doing, if you can become curious, just to understand more, just to have more information so that you can do or help. So just become curious. If somehow you hear voices that appear judgmental or overwhelming, could you just ask these voices to just step back into a waiting room? Promise them that you will be back and listen to them either within the session or afterwards. So if they can just step back and make space for you to connect to this part associated with the challenge or being stuck in life. So just keep an attitude of curiosity and maybe some compassion if it's possible throughout this exploration. So go back to connect to this part in your body where you feel the sensation of the image and ask it if it's willing to be in front of you so you can have a communication or a dialogue with it. You're curious to know more, so if it's willing to just be in front of you. If it doesn't want, it's okay as well. It can stay in your body or in that image. But if it's just willing to be in front of you, so you can have a communication with it. So stay curious and ask a question to this part of your body or the image or the one that could have gone in front of you, and ask it saying, what is your intention for me? What do you want for me? And notice what you hear. See if it makes sense to you. And if it does, can you acknowledge saying, I understand, if this is your intention? And now ask it, but how do you impact my day-to-day life? And notice what you hear. Another way to ask the question is, how do you impact my life or the world around me? See if you can acknowledge that, if it makes sense to you, what you hear. Just acknowledge. I get it. Now ask it, what are you afraid would happen to me? What are your fears? See what you hear. See if you can stay curious and a little bit compassionate as you ask the question. What are your fears for me? Going deeper, saying, what are you trying to protect me from? See if that makes sense and if you can acknowledge it. And ask a question. Since when are you doing this for me? How old was I when you took on this protection or this habit or this role? It may tell you an age. And you can ask a question saying, what was going on then? And it may show you what was going on then. See if you can take note of it. Ask a question. What did that younger, because it gives you an age, ask that, what about that? What did that little younger you, what belief did he or she form from that experience that you may be carrying still? So ask a question saying, what belief did the younger self create from that experience? See if it makes sense. If it does, can you acknowledge? And I understand. And now ask a question saying, what needs to happen for you, for this part of you, where you feel it in your body, saying, what needs to happen for you to be relaxed or to actually not be present? And it'll give you some form of actions or things to happen. So just listen to it. Stay curious, stay compassionate. What needs to happen for this part of you to be less present or be able to relax? See if you can acknowledge it and ask it, can you give me your name so I can then come back to you later on? So see if it's willing to give its name to you. And don't judge the name. Whatever is the name is good. And now offer your gratitude to this part for coming in, for sharing, and for being present, and notice how it feels now as you connect to it. And let it know that you are going to be in touch with this part in coming days. Follow up with it and understand it more, and maybe work more deeper with it. So let it know that if it's willing, it can step aside and see if you can shift your awareness to any other voice that is coming up now in your head, which can be some form of judgment or otherwise. See there if there's anything else showing up. Any voice, anything. And if it is, just shift your attention towards it and invite it, saying, yeah, come on. And notice if there's any discomfort, any part of your body, or there's an image. Notice your feeling and see if you can shift to be curious and a bit compassionate towards this voice or this part that came in. And ask it, while you're here, can you be in front of me so I can talk to you and have a conversation with you? I'm curious to understand more. And if it does, ask it, what is your intention for me? What do you want me to understand or know from you? What do you want? What is your intention for me? And see if you can acknowledge it. and ask it, what are you afraid would happen to me? Or what is your biggest fear for me? And see if you can acknowledge that as well. And ask a question saying, what needs to happen for you to feel relaxed or be less present? So it'll tell you some actions to happen, or thought things to happen. Just note them, acknowledge them, and ask it if it's willing to name itself. If it does, take note of the name. Now take a moment to thank all the parts for their presence today, acknowledging their roles, affirming their commitment to continue and working with you in this healing dialogue. And take a moment to share your vision for yourself. Thank them all. Take a moment to come back and be present here as we prepare for the next part of the sound healing. So take a moment to be with that. So let's get into the sound healing. So again, sorry for those who have been here before. I'm going to repeat for new ones. So what we do is we use tuning forks to basically find any distortions in your biofield, which goes up to 6 feet around you. And in those distortions will lie some of the elements of your traumas or past events. And so the idea is using tuning forks to find them, make you connect with them, and then have them released again using the tuning forks. And how it works is we start by opening the two channels below the feet, top of the head, and we use a pendulum to find which part of your, if you know chakra system, which of these energy centers is there a need to work with. And I will let you know. We are working with, for example, heart center, left side, right side, what does it donate? And then in the process, which will take, now we have about 10-15 minutes, we are going to start from the time of when you get conceived to the present moment and find anything that comes in. And every time I'm going to tell you, well, this is age, this is what is coming up. And if it makes sense for you, just go into that place within you and just breathe, release. And the breathing is something like, take a breath in and breath out from your mouth. So you're breathing in as if you're bringing energy from the top of your head, filling up your chest, and then when you release, you're releasing it through your feet. So you create this movement of release. And I will also work with you using tuning forks to do that. And so here we go. Okay, my video will be off, but you will hear me. You will hear my voice and the tuning fork, of course. Here we go. So we start below your feet. So I'm going to use 174 Hertz, and we'll start below your feet, opening the channel from below your feet to the top of your head. So here we go. So now I'm pointing the tuning fork through your feet, through your backbone to the top of your head. Take a breath. Okay, so now I'm going to ground you. Take a breath. Okay, so we're going to go to the top of the head, open the channel from top of the head as well. Here we go. So I'm now pointing to the head and opening the channel to the backbone into the feet. Take a breath. Okay, so now I'm going to run a pendulum. Now, depending on what you would like to release, you'll tell me the center to work on. So you will not see anything, hear anything. Just stay connected with your vision, what you want for you. Okay, so I passed the root chakra, nothing. Sacral, nothing. Solar plexus, nothing. Okay, heart. Yeah. So it's going on the heart, the left side again. Only on the left side. Throat, nothing. Third eye, nothing. Crown, nothing. Okay, so it's asking to work on the right side, left side, sorry, of the heart center. So this basically heart center is what is called giving, receiving love and forgiveness. And the left side is denoting sadness, grief, and loss and depression. Okay, so I'm going to start now. I'm going to use a different tuning fork, so you will hear it's a 144 Hertz, and we'll start with the time of your conception, and we'll see what comes up, and then we'll go up to pregnancy, childbirth, when you were born, and then different ages. Here we go. Yeah, always going to the head. So just breathe. Take a breath. So the message is saying is that there's a resistance, but the resistance, it comes from a father figure. It comes from sadness. It doesn't come from anything else. So either the mother or the father or both, there's a sadness around it at the time of the conception. And it's not even theirs. They're carrying from their past, from their lives. So see if you can pass a message or like a voice to the little first cell being at the time of her conception, to let the little one know it's going to be okay. You are going to love it. Yeah. It's like a lot of weight carried from both parents into the little one. So just breathe. Again, another breath. So do if you can do that. He's asking me to stay here till each of you releases that. So I'm going to stay here. So tell your little one, you are going to love him or her. Take a breath. I'm changing. So you stay with that. Send love to the little one. Let it know that you're going to love the little one. I was using another tuning fork to clear it. Sorry. Okay, that helped. Okay, so now time of birth. Same message. Tell to the little one, no matter what, you will love her or him. She will be loved or he will be loved. Just send as much love as you can to the little one coming into the world. More if you can. More love. If the little one is telling you something, just see if you can open up to hear in compassion. And send love to your mother, father, nursing staff, whoever was around you. And now there's a 2-year-old which is fearing. There's a lot of fears, apprehensions. Acknowledge. There's a 25-year-old having the same concern and fear about future. So if you can acknowledge, so it can be 24, 25, 26, but this age. There you go. Okay, so it's bringing to the sadness or any form of depression in your mother, which has got nothing to do with you, but is what she took on in her early age of life. And so see if you can send love to her. She's asking some form of freedom for a bond which may not be of love. So see if you can release that bond which may not be of love. It can be anger, resentment, etc. If you can just release it from yourself and send love to her. And if you're carrying some form of world pain or despair, being in the world, just take a deep breath and release it with the tuning fork. Okay, we are going to release everything we have collected out. So whatever changes or things that have been done will continue to work through your body for the next 48 hours. So we'll just seal it up. And surround you with a cocoon of 528 hertz. As we conclude our session today, let's continue to breathe with a sense of peace and self-compassion. And with every exhale, let go of any remaining pressures and doubts. Acknowledge that the parts that have felt pressurized or stagnant, observe them with clarity and calm that you have cultivated today. Recognizing how they have influenced your life narrative and appreciate their intent to protect. Offer sincere gratitude to these parts for their openness to dialogue and their participation in the session today. Reaffirm to them your continued growth and commitment to be here in your part, in your journey. And let them know that you will continue to engage with them as you move forward. I'll take a final deep breath. Feel empowered for today's work, knowing you carry forward the seeds of transformation. Whenever you feel ready, gently begin to open your eyes, coming back here. Thank you for your presence.